Hey guys, how are you? Happy Tuesday. Welcome in to another episode of the Daily Juice Podcast with me, Matt Perrault at Sports Talk Matt. My handles across all socials. This podcast being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com. 100% money back guarantee when you order from OmahaSteaks.com. Their semi-annual sale going on right now. That is 50% off the entire site. This might be a good time to jump in and get yourself some Omaha Steaks using that code JUICE, because not only does it get you $30 off the order, that's already knocked down 50%, so $200, $100, $30 off there. We've won 8 straight bets. Not a bad time, just saying. You can do that. Get yourself some meat at omahasteaks.com or go and get a hat, a t-shirt, a hoodie, whatever, for the Daily Juice at bettingpros.com/shop to get in, because yes, we have hit 8 consecutive bets. So, as we head towards tonight, under 51, easy. First 5 for the Rangers. Kind of easy, little sweaty. Got there, though. That's good. Plus money on that bet. Really, it was more than, it was like 3.1 units, really. But it's like 3.06 or something like that, whatever it is. Because plus 102, plus 105, so 3.07. Because we got everything right. Baseball right. Hockey under 6.5 comes in. Blackhawks got there easily. And we got the under in baseball. Sorry, under in football, rather. 31. The same game teaser hit too as well, so that was good for me. I hit that as well. So if you tease it up 7.5 and put up to 58, it took the under. That hit as well. So you can same game tease that. That worked out pretty well. So good night for me. Hopefully a good night for you guys. Don't parlay my bets. I know you guys are doing that, but just don't tell me about it, okay? Because I don't like to see it, because if I go 2-1, it's a winning night and you guys lose. So I don't recommend parlaying the plays, but here we are. It is time for another edition of Totals Tuesday. All hockey, all right? I'm not betting college football. I'm not betting baseball. I'm just betting 3 bets in the NHL. At the top, I put this in the Discord channel. This was funky. FanDuel had Vegas hosting the Stars with Ottinger up against Hill, which will be a playoff game atmosphere coming up here tonight in Vegas. Vegas has nailed all 3 of their teams, 3 of their opponents, 4-1, 4-1, 4-1, okay? 3 unders. They're one of the few teams in hockey that has not gone over. Stars at home are a great under team. On the road, they tend to go over, but given the way that Vegas is playing defensively, this is an under game. The world's at 6 or 5.5. FanDuel's at 6.5. It's juicy. It's minus 134. It went to 5.5 and then immediately bounced back up. So I think what happened was the bots arbed it. So the bots took 6.5, drove it down to 5.5. When I hit 5.5, they bought over to try to middle it, have it fall 6, and they hit both because it went right back up to 6.5. A little more juicy. I got minus 134. It's currently minus 138. I don't mind it still, okay? Again, everyone's at 6 or 5.5. 2 very good goaltenders. Playoff atmosphere. Hard to score. Awesome game. Cannot wait to watch this. Yes, baseball is on, but this is the game I'm fired up for. Vegas against Dallas. Hockey under 6.5. We're doing well. I'll lay the juice. 1.38 units down, under 6.5. That half a goal matters to me. It matters because 6 pushes. I want to win. I don't want to push. Okay? Under 6.5. And I know it's been a score fest in the NHL, but played the under with the Blackhawks, playing the under here with Ottinger and Hill going at each other tonight here for Dallas playoff matchup preview. Good stuff going on. So under 6.5, FanDuel 1.38 units down on that. Okay, bet number 2 to the first game of the day, Vancouver and Philadelphia. All right, Vancouver last year. These are last year's numbers. Vancouver last year on the road, they were 27-13-1 to the over. Number 2 team in hockey to the over on the road. Philadelphia at home, 23-17-1 to the over. This year, Vancouver, 9 goals, 7 goals in the 2 games they've played so far. They're 0-1 on the road so far because we played the over against Edmonton. That game pushed at 4-3, the final there. Demko is expected to play up against Carter Hart. Okay, these things I'm betting overnight, so these projections I'm going off of RotoWire and other projections to see what's going on. Carter Hart is expected to play. Vancouver is expected to play. Demko, that could change at morning skate. Okay, I understand that. I'm betting overnight, so I'm kind of betting blind a little bit there. Demko last year, 3.65 goals against average on the road. He had a 3.13 goals against average against Philadelphia. Carter Hart last year at home was pretty good, 2.86, but in 2 games against Vancouver, he gave up 6 goals. This is juice touch to the under here for that reason. I'm going to play the over, given Vancouver's start, what they've looked like offensively and defensively, not great. Both, same thing for Philadelphia. And Carter Hart, I don't trust that dude. He's so inconsistent. Sometimes he's great. Sometimes he's horrible. Let's hope he's horrible. Over 6.5, minus 105, 1.05 units down with Philadelphia and Vancouver. Let's hopefully keep this wide open Vancouver Canucks situation going. They're scoring a ton of goals, 8 goals in the opener against the Oilers. Let's get 8 goals here against Philadelphia for Vancouver to have them move to 3-0 on the season. One more bet to get into. And by the way, if you want to bet the over, the first period over for Vancouver, they were the number 1 team in hockey to a first period over. You may ask, Matt, why aren't you playing first period overs yet? I need more data. Like, I need 10 games or so, maybe 7 at the minimum, okay, before I can start really feeling confident about jumping in to first period overs and unders, because last year's stats don't really apply. Full game wise, I feel more comfortable using last year's stats to this year for full game, but for first period, because it's such a small market, it's such a small, 20 minutes. Same thing with gifts, right? I mean, I haven't played many gifts for that very reason, and I just need a little bit more. Like, I'm looking around like October, like 21st, somewhere in that range, between the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, somewhere in there. Our friend PSU Auto, who does the amazing spreadsheet, he'll put that all together for us somewhere around that date, and we'll be able to kind of look at the whole league and say, all right, how are these teams playing? Who's playing to unders? Blackhawks. Who's playing to over? Oilers and Vancouver. So we can, we have a general idea, but for first periods, I really need to see some more data before I'm going to jump in here with first period overs and unders, just to let you know. But I do, for minus 160, it's expensive. I wouldn't recommend it, but I do like it for Vancouver, Philadelphia. Over 1.5 goals in the first period. Minus 160 is nuts, but Vancouver, 73% last year to a first period over. Philadelphia was the number 13 team in hockey with a 56.1% first period over last year. So first period over, not mine. But official play, over 6.5 at minus 105 between Vancouver and Philadelphia. Okay, so Vegas under 6.5, minus 138. Vancouver over 6.5 at minus 105. The next bet is the most unlikely, going against the trend, all the things that walk into it, and it's the LA Kings up against the Winnipeg Jets. Winnipeg last year was 25, 15, and 4 at home to the under. Connor Hellebuck last year at home had a 2.2 goals against average. However, against the LA Kings, Connor Hellebuck was no bueno. And he's given up 4 goals in the first 2 games this year. Something's going on. He is confirmed in net for Winnipeg tonight. The Kings are going to go, and most likely, it's expected, with Cam Talbot going to be in net for them tonight. Hellebuck last year in the game at home against the LA Kings, 6-5 shootout loss, 5 goals given up. Now, it was last year, I understand that, but he lost 4-1 to LA. He lost 6-5 to LA. He didn't fare well at all against the LA Kings. He did beat them 6-4, but he gave up 4 goals in the first meeting back in November of last year against the LA Kings. And I get it, Matt, these are last year stats. Okay, fine. But he's 1-1 with a 4.12 goals against average so far this year. And Hellebuck gave up 4 goals against Calgary on the road in a 5-3 loss and gave up 4 goals against Florida in a 6-4 win. This is not Connor Hellebuck type numbers, okay? Slow start, whatever you want to describe it. The numbers from last year say bet under. I'm going to bet over, okay? And you get some decent prices on this because of that reason. Most people are thinking about betting the under in this game because of the stats last year. It's minus 105. I'm going to bet the over. Kings and Jets over 6.5. I don't love Talbot either. I mean, Talbot has played 1 time this year so far. He gave up 4 goals in the 1 time. I mean, a 4-4 game is completely fine with me on this, and we just go ahead and walk our way to an over and say, okay, over 6.5 is an easy play for us. I mean, the Kings are 0-1-1 on the year. 5-2 loss to Colorado, 6-5 loss to Carolina, Both those games were at home. This is their first time going on the road this season. Talbot's 0-1, gave up 4 goals, like I mentioned, in the first game that he played against Colorado. Not great. 36 shots, 32 saves. There was an open net goal, and that's how it was 5-2. But, I mean, he wasn't great. So neither goaltender makes me feel all nice and warm and fuzzy. And last night was an underfest in the NHL. Really a rarity because 4-0 Detroit, 3-2 Washington, 2-1 Rangers, 4-3, the one game to go over, Florida and New Jersey, and 4-1 Chicago over Toronto. Let's see if we get a bunch of overs tonight, given the fact that last night was unders. Maybe tonight, a bunch of overs in the NHL. Over 6.5 at -105 for the Kings and the Jets. All right, 3 bets, 3 totals here on a Totals Tuesday. From the beginning, from earliest to the latest games. Vancouver, Philadelphia, over 6.5, -105. Over 6.5, the Jets and the Kings at -105. And the Dallas and Vegas game, under 6.5 at -138. FanDuel has that at -6.5. Hopefully you guys got that. I don't mind 6. I don't like 5.5. Don't mind 6. Chance to push. But don't like 5.5. I think you're asking for trouble with a 4-2 final, open net potential. I don't like that at all for Vegas and Dallas. 6 is important. Don't go below 6. 6.5 at FanDuel is a win. We want that. Even though it's juicy, we want that. All right, 3 bets today, all in hockey on a Tuesday. I'll be watching baseball. I'll be watching some college football, but 8 in a row. Let's see what we do today. You know, we're due to cool off at some point, but hopefully it's not today. My name is Matt Perrault. You guys can follow me on socials at Sports Talk Matt each and every morning. The Daily Juice Podcast. I was being brought to you by OmahaSteaks.com.